Hello, hello. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to give Laguna and Claudine from the Real Drama line the hair that they truly deserve. So curls for Claudine and waves for Laguna. These next pictures are after I unfortunately brushed them out. Um, Not the best outcome, like Daenerys who. Alright, let's get into it. So I am undressing them here. I'm just going to speed through this until I get to the part where I am brushing out their hair. Alrighty, so here I am literally struggling to brush out her hair. Um, I don't know what Mattel puts in their hair, but it's disgusting and the fibers are just atrocious. I'm pretty sure this is like poly hair. It's awful. I don't like it. This is me struggling. I will also speed through this until I get to the part with Claudine. I am keeping her hairstyle intact though. I'm not taking out the flower or anything because I just don't want to have to do it later. So I'm keeping most things intact right here. And now doing the same for Claudine, which was awful. Just awful brushing out. Like the ends are so ratty. They need a serious boil washing after this. But my footage for whenever I was washing them with Dawn and really like saturating their hair and cleaning their hair and stuff got corrupted. So just imagine this next part is me cleaning their hair. It's pretty self-explanatory though. You just lather the hair and rinse it like you would your own, and then I'm going to go into the conditioning part. So after washing them, you want to leave any old conditioner in their hair for at least an hour to 3 hours normally and brush it completely through. Here, after waiting a few hours, I'm just brushing their hair out a little more, and it's like a lot easier. Like Claudine's is so much easier to go through now. And now I'm just thoroughly rinsing them. Make sure to rinse them really good because any like leftover residue makes like the curling and styling process really hard. So I'm just gonna speed through this. And now once more, I'm just brushing through their hair after all the conditioner is out, and then we're gonna go into the boil wash. Ah yes, the fun part, the fun part. So right here, I'm just taking one and then the other and dipping them around. Their ends don't go completely straight, which is fine. We don't really need them completely straight because we're curling them anyway. But I just want to get rid of all the frizziness and all of the just the grossness that has to do with the real drama hair. So yeah, I'm just moving her around, dunking her around, and then brushing her out, letting her drip dry a little bit, brushing her out, dipping her back in. I do this like 3 or 4 times just to make sure not to harm the hair or the doll. And yeah. And here I'm letting the dolls sit for just a minute, maybe about an hour, so they're kind of damp, a little bit dry, but not really. And then that's whenever I start the curling process, which I'm starting with Claudine, so here we go. So first here, I'm just cutting out the little plastic bits out of her head, and then I'm going to section her hair and start the curling process. I am using 8mm straws, so like 1mm above a normal straw. I think normal straws are 6 or 7, so it's still technically a smoothie straw. One side's cut in half, one side is still whole. You just cut the straw in half, there you go. And I'm using perm end papers, which I'm probably not using correctly, but it's fine. I love the way the ends turn out, and it's so important. So yeah, let's get into that. And I have better angles this time, much better angles. Alright, and right here I am separating a section with the end of this comb, brushing it out, making sure it's the correct width that I want it to be. The hair is slightly damp, and now I am putting on the end paper as best as I can. You just fold it around a few times and then fold the bottom about 1 or 2 centimeters away from the end of the hair because you don't want the end of the hairs to be bent. This is meant to keep them very straight and nice and not curled and all weird. And then I'm going to go in with the straw and I am curling away from her face, making sure the top that I'm curling is flat. And I'm twisting the hair as I go to make it like a tight ringlet type curl. And you'll see that in just a second. I curl away from the face. If I can get my angle right, let's go. Away from the face, flat away from the face. And then curling it around my finger as I go, like twirling it. Just like that. Which can be a little hard, but it's fine. Moving it up the straw. Really like moving the straw too to make sure it's nice and tight. Really getting that end paper around the end. Flattening that out to make sure the ends are flat and nice and curled. And then you secure it with the other straw on top. Just as so. And here I'm going to do another demonstration, curling away from the face on this side of the head this time, putting on the end papers, making sure the top is flat near the scalp, and then twirling it, twisting it in my fingers as I go around the straw and securing it with the straw on top. And I am picking this clip specifically because it is okay if you struggle a little bit, because I am struggling right here, but the outcome is still the same and it still looks amazing. So even if you struggle while you're doing it, just know the outcome will most likely also be really good. So yeah. So for her side bang front curl, I am doing it a little bit differently. As you can see, I am curling up on top of her hair and curling it around and making sure to keep the straw upwards so it keeps its shape. And otherwise, I'm doing it pretty much exactly like all of the other hair, just slightly different. I'm pretty sure I changed my mind here and curl it the other way to get that like classic Claudine swoop, but yeah, this is basically what I did. Alright, and here we are boil washing her. Yay! As per the usual, moving her around a lot, very frequently, not keeping her in one spot, bending her body and head to make sure they don't get submerged in the water too much to do any damage. And then she goes in the freezer. And now on to the second part, which is Laguna and her waves. I have already sectioned off her hair, kept her hairstyle intact, just moved the little like circlet thing around her head forward and kept the flower in and all of that. I am using 10 millimeter smoothie straws this time, so they're much bigger, and I'm doing much looser curls to make sure they look like waves. And I'm just popping on the end paper, keeping it flat at the top and twisting it as I go. The straws are just bigger. Yeah. And I will demonstrate that here. And once more, I will demonstrate how I did her bangs, curling away from the face. Well, not like her side parts, her side pieces, I suppose, in her bangs. And putting on the end paper, folding down the end a couple centimeters from the actual hair tip, curling away from the face, flat at the top, and twisting as I go. And they look beautiful, magnificent, loves it. And then next, we are going to be boil washing her to set them. And now here we are boil washing her. You pretty much already know the drill at this point. For about 5 minutes, turning her a lot, making sure all sides are saturated, and then popping her in the freezer for 5 minutes. And this is her after the boil wash, and then her in the freezer looking oh so sad. And then I let them dry for about 2 days, both of them. And then I took them out. Starting with Claudine, I am carefully taking out the straws and the end papers, even like they've been drying for like over 2 days, like a day and a half or so. And like they were still kind of damp. Like these real dramas like hold the moisture in the water so well, it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I'm just slowly taking them out. And then the next clip will be, after I speed this up, will be me separating the curls and covering their bald spots, and then they're totally done. And this right here is Claudine before I separated any of the curls at all. Here I am covering bald spots, and then this is me next, stressing the importance of end papers. The ends just look so good. They are magnificent, they're beautiful, they look really good, and I highly recommend using perm end papers. The only hairs that I'm not separating with the comb is her two front pieces. I like those to be like perfectly curled, and I separated the rest though. And that's what I'm doing here. And this is Miss Claudine Wolf when she is totally finished. Like, this is the curls she deserved. Like, she deserved this. She deserved more. Not the weird waves they gave her. Like, yes, yes, yes. And for some reason, my footage taking out Laguna's curls got corrupted. So here I am just attempting to fix her thingy, and then I am loosening her waves, and then she's done as well. And here we have the beautiful Miss Laguna Blue. Oh my god, I love her. If you can't tell, Laguna's my favorite. Um, Here she is after I separated her waves, looking gorgeous as ever. And then here's all my real dramas together. And thank you so much for watching. I hope it helped.